The Olympic Games are the pinnacle of sport, but with only a couple of days to go until the big event in Paris, the French capital has been beset by issues and controversies, from bedbug outbreaks to poor water quality in the Seine, public transport price hikes and the security concerns for Friday's unique opening ceremony on the same river. But how does the short-term rental industry and Airbnb tie into this? Less than 5 years ago, Airbnb was named a worldwide Olympic and Paralympic partner until at least 2028 in a $500 million deal, which would encourage more visitors to attend the Games and immerse themselves in social activities and experiences. Unfortunately, the Tokyo 2020 Games had to be delayed and held behind closed doors due to the COVID-19 pandemic, making Paris the first Summer Olympics to benefit from Airbnb's partnership. Ironically, however, the government in France is implementing stricter regulations on pricing and taxes for Airbnb and other STR platforms in a bid to address a perceived distortion of competition with the country's hotel sector. Meanwhile, Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo is notoriously anti-Airbnb, even vowing to hold a referendum on the platform's operations in the capital several years ago. As Paris gets set to become the third city to host the Summer Games 3 times in the modern era, we spoke to SPLM President Marie Pistinier to get the lowdown on legislation in France ahead of the Games.
So the regulation in Paris is there since a while now, so many years. We do have most of the stock is provided by primary home, because they can be rented out up to 120 days. So most of the Parisians who are leaving their place for this amount of time, they already their properties are available on the market. And we do have also commercial properties with the commercial usage, which is a very rare type of properties in Paris, like less than 8% of the total stock that we can see in Paris. As it's primary homes, there is no problem. Like, to give you an idea on what was on the market before the Olympics, because it gives us probably a better idea of the market. We used to have on Airbnb, for example, as a platform we can take as the first one we can have in Paris. We used to have like 48,000 to 50,000 properties listed. And the city of Paris said herself that 80% of that were primary homes. So basically, there is not that much property that are with commercial usage, which has the 20%, and which is something like probably 8,000 properties in Paris. And when you know that in Paris you have like 100,000 properties which are vacant, it gives you an idea on what the stock is and the number of properties that we do have.
With the city facing a shortage of hotel rooms, Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky last year called for more Parisians to put their listings on the platform, especially as many residents typically leave the capital in the summer to head to the coast. While Airbnb was listing around 22,000 units in Paris this time last year, that supply figure skyrocketed after Chesky's intervention, which also led to fears that STR prices could rise as much as 85% in the Île-de-France region, which includes Paris. According to key data, the rising supply in an already saturated market has led to a dip in occupancy rates for the duration of the Games, even though the total number of nights booked is higher than 2023 figures. We spoke to OptiRental founder Vasily Budumlia about how the supply increase is impacting pricing, rates and occupancy.
Regarding the Olympics, we have a different situation, whether it's last minute, the situation where we are now, and what happened in the past. In the past, property managers and hosts expected very high prices, and a year ago, some stays were booked at 3 times the normal price for a given property. This only allowed for 5 to 8% of the inventory to be booked at those prices, which means that finally what happened is that prices started to go down from February on. And because there is still a lot of inventory available, more than half of the inventory is still available on the market. Right now, the last minute prices are actually the normal prices of the last year for the same period of time, which means there is no Olympics or events effect anymore on prices right now. If a property is worth 150 euros per night last year, if you want to sell it right now, you have to sell it at the same price, 150. And even more than that, because there is so many inventory available, even it's not just a pricing issue question, it's a quality question. Those who have enough history, reviews, grades, credibility on the market, they can sell. If you are a new listing, even if you are priced at the market price, you won't get booked. Why? Because a guest will have an option to go for someone who has 55 reviews, 4.9 average reviews, and they will go for the same price there rather to the new listing.
Property managers are observing the same trends too, with Guest Ready suggesting that it is outperforming the current average market occupancy rate in Paris of 35%. Raphaël Oran, the company's country manager for France, attributed these unexpected market dynamics to the substantial supply increase, overly high early pricing and a demand shortfall, which is seeing more international tourists travel to Paris at other points in the year, and airlines to decrease international flights to the City of Light this summer. As the graphic shows, many last-minute bookings can still be found, with many of the best deals being located in suburban areas. And given that France is Airbnb's second largest market after the US, generating $14.8 billion in 2023, the company will be desperate for good publicity and a last-minute booking surge. So how optimistic are Parisian hosts ahead of the Olympics and Paralympics in their own city?
So Parisian is like it's always the good, the bad, the ugly. In fact, you have people who are very optimistic because it's true that party which is going to happen and it's going to be fun. So basically, some Parisians who said, I don't want to be in Paris during the event, they left. So they basically offered, most of them, their properties on the market. And those who stays are probably like right now in the next few days up to the opening is going to be it's going to be a bit shaky for them. But then once the opening ceremony will be on, I'm sure that everything will be like almost like normal for months of July and August.
If you enjoyed this video content, make sure to also check out our video explainer piece on the potential holiday rental ban in Barcelona at the link below.